why don't we start with how a NetOpsVA helps you get a handle on your network in the first place? Before you can even manage anything, you need to know what's out there.
Right, right. So we're talking about that network visibility and understanding part, and I see they have this this network discovery wizard, the NDW. It seems like that's the logical starting point, right? I mean, if you're trying to figure out what's on your network, you'd run this wizard.
Exactly. And what's really interesting is how it uses these, fundamental networking protocols to do that.
Oh, okay. So like the basics.
Yeah, the basics. It starts with those layer 2 protocols, CDP, LLDP. The devices are essentially announcing their presence to their neighbors like, hey, I'm here. And then it goes deeper with the layer 3 protocols like OSPF and EIGRP, which handle routing information across different parts of the network.
So it's getting that full picture, not just what's right next to each other.
Exactly. It builds a really comprehensive view of your entire infrastructure. And it looks pretty straightforward to start the process, too. There's an NDW button right on the main dashboard.
Oh, really? So it's not buried in some like obscure menu somewhere?
Nope. Front and center.
Yeah.
It's designed to be easily accessible. You can just kick off the discovery process very quickly.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. But what if you already have a pretty good idea of what devices you have on your network? I mean, wouldn't you always want to run that discovery?
Not necessarily. Sometimes you might have a very detailed inventory already, and that's where NetOpsVA also allows for bulk device import.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can upload a file with all your device information, and boom, it's right there in the system.
Got it. So either you have it figure it out or you just tell it what you have.
Precisely. But the key thing to remember is for NetOpsVA to actively manage and monitor a device, it needs to be part of its management database.
Okay, so it's got to know about it first. Makes sense.
You can't manage what you don't know about, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So once you have this inventory, whether it's discovered or imported, how do you actually visualize? I mean, how do you see the connections and the layout of your network?
That's where the Network Visualizer tool comes in. It takes all that information from, the discovery protocol, CDP, LLDP, OSPF, EIGRP, and turns it into like a visual network topology map.
Okay, so it's making a diagram for you.
Exactly. It's like an automatically generated diagram showing all your devices and how they're connected to each other. It can be incredibly helpful for, just getting a quick grasp of your network's architecture, especially these really complex environments.
Yeah, that sounds a lot easier than trying to draw it all out yourself. I'm picturing like a big whiteboard full of scribbles. And it's not just the static picture, right? The documentation mentions hovering over a link and seeing some real-time information.
Yeah, that's one of the coolest things about it. When you hover over a connection on the map, you get this dynamic snapshot of its status. Like you can see things like bandwidth utilization, so how much traffic is flowing through that link, round trip delay, speed and duplex settings, VLAN details, even spanning tree information.
So it's like you have this live data feed overlaid on your diagram.
Exactly. It's all right there at your fingertips.
So what happens if you see something, maybe an issue, or you just want to check on a specific device in more detail?
You can simply right-click on a device icon, and you get a menu with a bunch of options. You can directly access its GUI for configuration, or open a web SSH session for command line access. Quickly check its status, download a backup of its config. It's really handy.
Oh, that's really smart. So it's like a central point for all those actions instead of having to go to different tools or remember different IP addresses.
Exactly. They've really thought about the workflow here. There's also something called a neighbors mapper, which provides a more focused view.
Okay, so how's that different from the main map?
Well, with the neighbors mapper, you select a device and choose a discovery protocol. And it shows you all the devices that the selected node sees as its direct neighbors through that specific protocol.
So it's like zooming in on one device and its immediate connections.
Yeah, precisely. It's helpful when you're, troubleshooting a specific device and you just want to see what's directly connected to it.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like a more targeted view. So we've talked about the connections, but what about the devices themselves? What kind of in-depth information can NetOpsVA gather about each individual device?